Hi again, everybody. I have a contribution here from Anonymous, and here's her story. Dear Ollie, I've been sending you my stories since Father's Day of this year. I apologize for the shitty time and considering everything you're going through with Aaron. In your latest video, Father's Day Part 2, you asked us to continue sending in your stories. I am not able to go no contact at the moment, unfortunately. So even the sound of sweet revenge sounds good. Please keep all names anonymous. I am still in fear as to what will happen to my kids if names are used. One day, though, I will take you up on your offer. In my other stories, Father's Day, pregnancy, and child support, I gave you an idea of what I was dealing with. With the fear in my soul, I sent you those. I never told anyone other than my therapist a few weeks ago that it was even a possibility that the majority of people in my life are clusterfuck of cluster B personality disorders. Although I have only started researching this recently, my frustration with them all has past boiled over. I try to defend myself by communicating to them as clearly as possible, mostly via text message, how I feel and how I feel they are being assholes. I guess this will be a more detailed and prequel to the Father's Day story I sent you. Some explanation I left out, just in case there is anything unclear. My ex and I have no court-documented visitation rights. We are not married, and when we had my daughter, and as you already know from the pregnancy story, I would never even think of not allowing my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend to not see their kids. Growing up with my dad and seeing other not even know their dad was ingrained in me very early. So I always made it a point to make it crystal clear to them they always had full access to their children. They can come by, pick them up, take them on trips, whatever they want. With that being said, I had my daughter Monday through Friday. I drop her off before I go to work Friday afternoon to her father's house. He still lives with his parents, so his mother or stepfather watches her until he comes home after work. So he has visitation every weekend. He made a complaint about never having time to himself, and I asked him if he wanted to change it to every other weekend. He then said no, because he can't go that long not seeing his daughter. I said okay, it was never discussed again. I am responsible for making sure she has someone to watch her at any time. I do something, or I have to do something for work. I make these arrangements as soon as I know what my schedule is every week. On the weekends, it is his responsibility to make sure someone is there to watch her through the weekend if he has something to do or wants to do something. I feel that is fair. That does not matter to him because when something comes up on weekends for him, I am still running around trying to figure things out for him. I am the one calling his parents, who he lives with, mind you, to make arrangements for him. His stepfather was supposed to watch her if he got called in. The Father's Day story I sent you through Facebook because my email was not cooperating was scattered because my brain was scattered and I left out some details. Plus more happened after I sent the information to you. This is not the beginning, but it is kind of important to me. This is long because I wanted to make sure I don't leave too many spaces. The last week of May was a doozy for me. The 22nd of May I had to work. I woke up with chest pains, so I took my inhaler, breathing treatment before I went to work. Actually, it was while I was driving to work. I had a device that allows me to plug my machine into my car lighter. I started working and doing some things to prepare for my day at my first location. The asthma attack hit me hard. I started gasping for air. I was unnerved because I not only finished a treatment, but had been, in the week prior, had just finished a steroid dose. As I leaned over the aisle in the back room, tears were falling down my face because I was over the ongoing issue and it was painful and uncomfortable. I walked over to the closest person I could and asked them to notify the manager. The emergency room was right across the street and I knew I could make it there myself in time. The ladies insisted on driving me there, so I agreed and hopped in their car and they drove me to the ER. The doctors hooked me up to oxygen and started ordering treatments and doing the whole nine. I have lived with asthma for 33 years now, so I know the script depending on the severity of the attack. My oxygen level was in the 60s, hence the addition of oxygen was necessary at the time. The women at the store had contacted my boss. I also contacted them once things settled down. The doctor made a comment about keeping me overnight, which caused instant stress because it was Sunday and I had to pick up my daughter at 6 p.m. that night. I sent a text to his mother asking her what time she worked the next day. I then called my ex. He didn't answer. I then called his mother to let her know what was going on, and I would update her as soon as I knew what was happening. I asked her why my ex didn't answer the phone, and she said he had been in the bathroom. The doctor ended up letting me leave after I had improved to his satisfaction. I called his mother back to let her know I would be late picking up my daughter because I needed to get some rest. She said that was fine because she was already watching her. I asked her if she told my ex that I was in the emergency room because he never called me back. She told me that she'd let him know. This all happened between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. I still felt like shit, so I called and asked for a little more time, but I was coming because no one was able to watch her the next day. At 8 p.m., I get a text message from my ex saying, "Any communication with me, or are you going to keep going through my mother without me? I've asked you kindly to stop doing that, and you keep doing it." I said to him I tried calling and he didn't answer, and that I was sick in the emergency room. This is the second time in a week. I will not explain myself because you could not be bothered to answer your phone. Other than that, I don't see an issue. I just see you creating one. He then takes a screenshot of a section of his call list and says, "No missed calls from you. Bye." Shaking my head. "See you on June 1st. June 1st is when I had a scheduled meeting with a therapist because he is saying I am emotionally unstable and damaged, and because of that, I need professional help." I am thinking he either A, deleted the call so he had an argument, B, maybe the call didn't go through because I was in the hospital. So I tell him I called you, and when I could not get you, I called your mother. I asked him to please stop being so abrasive. And since he didn't ask, I said, "Yes, I'm okay. I just had a severe asthma attack this morning. Thanks for asking." A few minutes had gone by and I became angry. I don't know if this was me being selfish or the reaction was justified, but I just felt like, how dare he? I then said, "Don't call or text me with drama. Talk to me like you have an ounce of sense, or don't talk to me at all. If you don't speak to me with respect, I won't respond. The fact that you have not responded shows that you literally just sent me a text to argue with me. Knowing I had to go to the ER this morning shows how much of a piece of shit you are and how you don't give two fucks about me." He then decides to text back saying, "I never knew you were in the ER. I told you I don't communicate through my mother because I don't want her in our business. If you really wanted to get a hold of me, you would have told my mom to call you. But you didn't stop acting. So stop acting like you wanted to keep me in the loop." Well, if he doesn't want shit to go through your mother, why is he letting your daughter watch her in the first place? And if he deleted the call and you made the call, then you should have a record of that phone call you made to him on your cell phone. So he's just trying to argue with you. And you're a little bit taking the bait here by giving it to him. You should have just been like, "I'm sick. I was in the hospital. I'm going to pick her up. You weren't watching our daughter. Your mother was. So what's the freaking problem here?" Literally, he just lied. His mother told me she told him, and I was in the ER, and he never called me. I then said, "I'm not doing this anymore. No one disrespected you. No one was trying to keep you out of the loop, and no one was trying to not trying to communicate with you. Now leave me alone. The last thing I need is you picking over something so small." He goes, "All I'm asking is for you to reach out to me. That's all. That's not hard. Call my mom and ask her to make me call you. If not, then don't trip on me when I don't know shit about you being in the hospital. It ended with, I find it sad that you found out I was in the ER and are still more concerned with who told you where I would be at what time than my well-being. You still have not asked me anything about how I feel. You don't care. So why do I trip anymore? The next time you have an issue, approach me with respect. I will not entertain your dramatic bitch fits anymore. Before I found out about narcissism, I was constantly in a state of confusion. I knew I was not acting that badly. I didn't ask for much. I wanted him to be open and honest with me, love me, communicate with me, do things with me, and spend quality time with me. Normal boyfriend things like respect our agreements, acknowledge special days and holidays, what I think is normal. When he did something wrong, I called him out on it. Now there were times when I was wrong, obviously. I am in no way, shape, or form perfect. I did my best to acknowledge that I knew I was wrong and what I did and what I could to correct myself when I was. When he was being an asshole or being manipulative and I caught it, I would call him out. It's always my fault. Anything he does in small in comparison to the kind of man I could be dealing with. Let him tell it because he does not beat me or cheat on me, and I am lucky he is a good man. The day before Father's Day, which was a Saturday, I had the day off. I get a phone call from my ex. I instantly hear my daughter in the background screaming, crying. I instantly become frantic, asking what's wrong. I know you know as a parent there's different kinds of cries. This cry made my heart pound. I kid you not, it was almost like I could feel the pain in her screams and started crying and yelling, and at this point yelling, asking what happened. He says she was running around on his bed and he wanted her to sit down. He says he grabbed her arm to pull her from the edge of the bed. She has not stopped crying since. I yell at him to take her to the emergency room. She is in pain. Can't you tell she is in pain? He says nothing and she says nothing is swollen. I said I could walk on my foot too and it was still fucked up. Get her to the ER. I'm on my way. Yeah. What that was a nursemaid's elbow. Erin did the same thing when one day she pulled on her door and pulled her elbow out of its socket, and we rushed her to the ER and crying the whole time, and then it just popped back in on its own before the doctor even got to her. Looked at her and said, yeah, this is normal. It happens to a lot of kids. It's called a nursemaid's elbow. Especially at a young age, it doesn't take a lot of force to pop that out. It's a pretty common thing. But it hurts. He then says, let's just wait till you get here and we can go together. I say whatever and hang up. I speed to his house unshowered, didn't get a chance to brush my teeth. Still in the clothes I slept in. I get there and get into the house and my baby runs to me. I'm holding her and comforting her and she is crying and crying. I am standing up telling him to get his shoes on. I am standing up telling him to get his shoes on. He says, wait, no, sit down here next to me for a second. So I did. I am trying to look her over, but she won't let me. She is just cuddled close to my chest, refusing to move. When her dad tries to get her to come to him to get her to play with the ball, while her dad tries to get her to come to her and play with the ball, I look at him and say, get some damn shoes on. We have to take her to the hospital. He does a quick laugh and says, okay. He leaves. I'm sitting there trying to calm her, but she's in pain. I'm waiting with my daughter on the couch while she's crying. 10 minutes go by and we are still not gone. I get up and go towards his room. The man is standing in the mirror looking at himself. He has probably brushed his hair while I was waiting. Then when he sees me turn the corner, he picks up his toothbrush and I yell, "What are you doing? Get the damn shoes on. No one gives a fuck what you look like." He is smiling, doing his awkward laugh, and says, "Okay." I stand there and watch him. 30 damn minutes pass after I get there, and we are finally getting in his car and driving to the ER. I am pissed. We get to the ER and the doctor says she has something called a nursemaid's elbow. So when he pulled her arm, he pulled her elbow out of place, and the doctor had to pop it back in. They say it's common injury when force is used. Now, Ollie, the mattress, which he was so worried about her falling off of, is not even a full foot off the floor. It is a small air mattress. I do not know what happened, but I know how he gets when she won't sit down, especially when he's playing a video game or watching TV, a TV show he's really into. He is too lazy and get up to go get her, so instead he snatches her back to him. He is a big man and can bench about 300 pounds and has huge muscular arms. He playfully snatched a grocery bag out of my hand one day, and it was sore the rest of the night. Then his lack of urgency. On the way to the emergency room, he is saying, "I feel so bad. I was just trying to get her so she would not fall." And then this. To make it worse, it is the day before Father's Day. I am listening to him, watching him as he says this stuff. It is almost like he's performing a brief monologue in a play. Like the way he is saying it in this weird, forced way. I can't describe it. Then he is repeating the same thing over and over. I finally say, "It's okay, it's not your fault, it was an accident." You know that feeling you get when someone is full of shit, that they seem to be drawing out this experience for a reaction from you? Then he goes, "Maybe I should stop lifting weights, I'm getting too strong." I roll my eyes. For a good 2 hours, my daughter would not go to him. When she started to feel better is when she started to act like her old self again. So when he asked me to come over because he was on call, I accepted. The way back to his house, he is talking because he is happy. I don't know where the conversations led to, but he says, "I want to be like a king. Powerful, I want to be like a god." I turned and looked at him and said, "Slow down there, Kanye." I checked out while he blabbed on about himself. I wanted to make sure I was there to keep an eye on her. I had her the rest of the night while he played that video game. I was going to sleep on the couch, but her and I were not getting comfortable, and I didn't want her sore arm to get laid on by accident. So I took her to the bed and put her between myself and her father. We were broken up, and I was not about to let this be the way in to try to cuddle or whatever. I then woke up in the morning before my daughter woke up, and then the Father's Day story I sent you happened. I have a ton of stories. I got mom, grandma, aunt, and my son, who my mother has her deep claws into, much like your father has with Erin. And just like your father, she is the best friends with my ex-husband, the man who used to beat me. I don't know how to handle everything the right way. I make my mistakes and I own up to them. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So if I'm the issue, I need to know. I'm dealing with this for so long, I have just gotten tired of the bullshit. But at the same time, I can't let go. For some damn insane reason, I keep trying. I will go through moments where I am like this is my fault, and I need to do better to get my man back. And then there are moments when I feel like as if he is not holding up his end, and I get mad. I try to keep calm and not give in to it. But Ollie, it's easier said than done. My anxiety has my mind running. I need to know. My therapist says I'm beautiful, funny, intelligent, and grounded. My mind is not grounded at all. I have worked so hard not to be like them, my mother and her side of the family. It does not seem to matter. The mold is made up from a cornucopia of cluster B fucktards that has left a smell on me that I cannot seem to get off. Please keep all names and people anonymous. I sent you a picture that had all our names on it. I don't want the backlash and the war it would cause for me and my daughter. More to come. That is stories and money. I'm on workman's comp. So yeah, fun times. Thank you for everything. As far as your daughter goes, I have hope she will come out of this. She is out of that environment. She will start to wake up. She has your smarts. That's what happened to me. That's how I realized I was raised wrong, that I could be different and do better. I just never had the strength to leave for good. I had no one to help me get out. Once she leaves, you are there to welcome her. She will be free, and you will be able to heal her from the poison she has been given. I believe in you in the cause. Even if you think I could be a narc or whatever, I don't want to be. I just want to be happy without hurting other people. I want that warm, happy family I always watched on TV. Anonymous. Well, I don't think you're a narc. But let me tell you, and I don't know if I ever really talked about this, but this is another red flag with narcissists. Video games. And it's been brought up in other videos. I'm not a huge gamer. Like, I'll play Madden. I'll get Madden every year because I like football games. I played some Grand Theft Auto. But I'm not one of these people that gets obsessed and caught up in it. These gamer narcissists, and that's what they are, usually little, and they're always little son, husband, mama's boys, okay, are given everything they want. This is a huge, huge, huge red flag. This is a huge red flag when you're getting involved with people. You got somebody who is obsessed with video games. They are going to be obsessed with video games regardless. As evidenced by him not getting up and playing with his daughter, giving her nursemaid's elbow because of a video game, and then coming home and going right back to playing video games on Father's Day. If that doesn't tell you where this dude's priorities lie, I don't know what else to tell you. Now, as bad as what he did to you in the hospital and all that, you know, you got to put your daughter first, obviously. I mean, you caught him in the lies. You know he's bullshit right there. So not only is he a lying narcissist who says, don't go through my mother, but he'll leave your daughter with his mother because it's convenient for him. Okay? So not only does that make sense, okay, he's proving to you what's important to him in life. Being a Call of Duty captain. That's what's important to him. Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or whatever he is, okay, that's who he's telling you he is. And what happened that day before Father's Day should be your ultimate sign, okay, to know that this guy needs to stay far out of my life if possible. Get a custody agreement. You're going to have to do it. So, thank you for your support and your contribution. Thank you for your story. Remember what I said about the damn video games? They are poison. Poison. And they are a red flag. It's another narcissist red flag. Video games. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave your comments or opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you have a story you'd like me to read on my channel, a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal link in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. Zali Matthews, thanks for watching. See you all again shortly. Bye.